What is going on today, guys? 67 Super Sport here. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review over my Bulova Accu Swiss 63B as in boy 170. This will be very similar to the 63A123 watch I did several months ago. If you guys want to see a review on this, just go to my channel. You'll be able to see it there. But for now, let's go over this 63B170. Now, I acquired this watch shortly after buying this one. I've had these watches now for about 7 months, and so far I have no major complaints over either of these watches. So, I'm not a big fan. I mean, the box is okay, but it's definitely not as nice of a box as this. This is a really nice box, and the funny thing is this watch is cheaper than this one. So you would think they would put as nice of a box as they did with this one and with this one, but they didn't. So, like I said, nothing really to talk about on this box. It is kind of cool though. Well, it did it for me. So the front does fold up and down. It's also got a compartment right there to put the owner's manual in there and the warranty manual in as well. So that's the box it's in. Let's go ahead and get the watch out. Just on this foam pad here. So here's the watch. Stainless steel, just like its brother, the 63A123. Again, this is the 63B170. It's got a butterfly clasp. Let's see here. Butterfly clasp. So definitely a big difference with the watches. I'll kind of do what I like and big differences between the two in this video, but we'll be primarily focusing on this one here. They have the same operating mechanism. They are mechanical driven watches. So let's see. On the back, as you can see, it has a pendulum. The pendulum swings back and forth, which operates a motor that drives the gears in the watch and makes everything work. If the watch sits for a certain amount of time, it will not work. But as soon as you pick the watch up, put it on your wrist, start walking around, jogging, running, doing your daily activities, the watch will start to work, start to operate. So this watch has a chronograph, chronograph minute hand, chronograph hour hand, and then this one is your second hand. That's one thing I don't like about this watch. I wish this one here, the skinny one, was the second hand, and for most watches it is, but on this watch, this tiny one is the second hand. This skinny one is a timer, so you press this top one here, and then press it again, it'll stop. Press the one on the bottom, and it goes back. So that's just something very minor. Another thing, I wish you could see more of the internals with this watch. This watch, you can see everything internally. I like this watch more because you can see all the gears and everything, where this one you can't. The only thing you can see on the back is the pendulum, and that's it. So, but still, it's a very nice watch. Over here, the middle dial, you pull it out one time, it operates the date. Now that's something else I need to talk about on this watch. Sometimes the date does not want to move. It will move like, I don't know, it'll start to move and then it seizes up. And then the only way for it to change the date is if you rotate it, in a 24-hour, you have to go around 24 hours. And then it'll change the time. I don't know why it does that. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. But lately I haven't had any issues with the date. And then if you pull it out a second time, that's how you change the time. So right now, guys, unfortunately, these lineup of watches are discontinued, as a matter of fact. I called Bulova up several months ago, and they said that the Accu Swiss line has been discontinued. They didn't know, actually the lady I talked to, she didn't know why it was discontinued. But you can still buy parts for these, and Bulova will still work on these watches. So don't let that discourage you from buying these watches. Right now is the best time to buy these watches. They're going for very cheap. I shouldn't say very cheap, but they're going for a lot cheaper than what they were retailing for. Get on Amazon and get on eBay. You can find some really good deals. I bought both of these watches on eBay for way less than what they were advertising them for at retail stores. I mean, like 75% off. Now, I also called her to see if this watch was real, and to figure out if the watch is real, as long as it has that on it right there, that is the serial number. The C is in cat 8601048. That is the serial number for these watches. So if your watch has a serial number similar to this on it, it's real. Do you need a watch winder for these watches? The answer is no. You do not need a watch winder for these watches. I actually just got back from a training course from where I work. I was gone for 6 weeks, and the watch just sat. And as you can tell, it's working. It's doing everything fine. The only thing you need a watch winder for on these watches is if you don't like resetting the time. If you don't mind resetting the time like me, there's no point on getting a watch winder. It doesn't hurt these watches to sit. The lady I talked to at Bulova said that if these watches do sit, though, for longer than a year, then it's best that you send it back into Bulova to have it rebuilt. These watches do have oil in them, by the way. Don't know if there's a service interval for the oil or not. There's probably not one, but for those of you that were wondering, there is oil in this watch. Similar to your engine in your car, you don't want friction-on-friction contact with gears and motors in these watches. Everything needs to stay lubricated and cooled. So overall, guys, I like I said, I've had this watch for about 7-8 months now. I love the watch. It's a great watch. If you can find one and buy one, I'd recommend you do. Again, this is the 63B170. So that's basically my review on this watch. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment them in the section below. I'm no watch expert, by the way, guys, but I can do my best to answer any questions if you have any. Again, if you haven't watched the video on this one, it's in my channel. So just go to my channel, check it out. Again, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Take it easy. Have a good day.